Most welcome to another exciting review of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Yes, and today we're going to be reviewing chapter 2 of part 2. Chapter 2, part 2 says, a simple way to make a good first impression. We all want to make a good first impression, but so many of us do not really know how to do that. Or maybe we do, but we often do not do it, right? Or maybe we do it for some time and then we forget about it. At a dinner party in New York, there was one of the guests who had inherited a large fortune, and she wanted to make a good first impression, a pleasing impression on everyone at that dinner party. She had actually spent a large chunk of her inheritance on pearls, diamonds, all kinds of beautiful ornaments and all of that. But one thing that she did not change was her face. Even though she was well adorned, she was dressed in expensive jewelry, ornaments, dress, and all of that. Her face still reflected selfishness and sourness, and everybody could see it. She did not realize that everybody knew this, right? People knew that the expression on her face or the expression on anybody's face is more important than the clothes that one wears, right? The expression on your face is more important than the clothes that you wear on your body. Even if you are dressed in the most expensive apparel, we are wearing designers and whatever, your dressing is incomplete without a smile. In fact, people may not notice what you are wearing until you smile, because it is that smile that will be the first point of attraction for them to see you and then look down and say, oh, you're gorgeously dressed. But if you are wearing whatever is expensive and you are frowning, people don't even want to associate with you. They will avoid you, right? Charles Schwab's, told Dale Carnegie that his smile had been worth $1 million. And Dale Carnegie knew that Charles was even not expressing this enough. Remember, in a previous chapter, we said at a time in America when a $50 wage a week was a big deal, Charles Schwab was already earning $1 million per year. Right, he was already a big boy. And why did Andrew Carnegie offer him such a big amount of money? It was because Schwab knew how to deal with people. It's not Schwab's. There's no S. There's Schwab. Schwab knew how to deal with people. He knew how to relate with people. He knew how to form lasting relationships with people. And that moved Andrew Carnegie's company, the US Steel, forward. Right. He had a very pleasant personality. He had a beautiful charm. He had the ability to make people like him. And this accounted for his extraordinary success. And one of the most delightful factors in his personality was his captivating smile. So your smile is very important. Actions speak louder than words. And a smile says a lot about you. It says when you smile to somebody, what you're indirectly saying to that person is, I like you. You make me happy. I'm glad to see you. I'm happy you are here. But if somebody comes to you and you're not even smiling, you're carrying a straight face, you may not say anything, but indirectly, the person can sense is that, oh, is it that I am not welcome here? Is it that this person does not want to see me? Oh, am I bugging you? Am I bothering you? Anytime people ask you that question, oh, am I bothering you? Am I disturbing you? Just know that there is something about your attitude that may be putting them off, that is coming off as though they are disturbing you at that time, right? So anytime you see a dog, if you have a dog at home, that dog will show it. When you're coming, the dog is wagging its tail. The dog is barking at you. The dog really wants to jump at you out of excitement. If we humans can be like this, the world will be a better place to live in. There is this story here about people, clients, waiting at a vet doctor's waiting room, waiting to be attended to. And all of them were just sitting down there. Nobody was talking to anybody. Everybody was just lost in his or her own thoughts. Until a woman came in with a kitten, and her baby. Right. The baby was 9 months old. And as luck would have it, she was sitting next to this man. This man was just there. This man was just there. He was already pissed off, waiting to be attended to. And just as this baby looked up to the man, the baby gave the man a very pleasant smile. You can guess the man's reaction. He smiled back at the baby, and that melted all his worries and whatever anxiety he had. Smiled back at the baby, and from there, started a conversation with the mother. And from there, everybody in the room joined in the conversation. The power of a smile. Your smile can light up a room. It can melt the stoniest of hearts, right? It can diffuse tension. And we're not talking of an insincere grin here, like the British do. They have this plastic smile. They just do it out of courtesy. They may not really care about you. You may say hello. They may not answer, right? But once you're coming in contact with them, they go like, They do it out of courtesy, as in they teach their children from childhood to do it. Oh, it's a sign of courtesy. That's not a kind of mechanical or plastic smile that we're talking about here. We're talking about a real smile that comes from the heart, that is heartwarming. People can sense it. Let it come from within. Right. A psychologist, Professor James V. McConnell at the University of Michigan, expressed his feelings about a smile. He said people who smile tend to manage, teach, or sell more information. Tend to manage, sell more effectively, and to raise happier children. And there is far more information in a smile than a frown. Right. That's why encouragement is much more effective than punishment. People love it better when we smile at them, just like you like it when people smile at you, right? An employer in a store in New York said that he would rather hire a sales clerk who has not finished school but who can smile very well than hire a PhD holder who frowns all the time, who has a straight face or a somber face every time. The effect of a smile is powerful, very, very powerful. Even when it is unseen, you can tell it. The telephone company in the US recognized this fact, and they had this program that they would often teach people who were interested in making phone calls, people whose businesses included phone making, right? They tagged this program Phone Power. And so they would teach them that before they pick up a call rather, they should smile. That the smile will filter through their voice. Your smile comes through in your voice. We said that before. Anytime you want to answer a phone call, especially when you're selling something or you want to talk to somebody you are not used to, make sure you smile before you pick up that phone, because it is going to reflect in your voice. Somebody can sense it when your voice sounds cold, uninteresting. Sometimes they may ask you, are you sleeping? There was a time I picked up a phone call. I was so engrossed in my work that particular morning, and somebody who saw one of my TikTok videos where I was advertising my real estate products called me. And I sounded cold, actually, because I was so engrossed in what I was doing. I was in front of my computer. And the next thing the person said was, are you sleeping? This was on a Monday morning. And I said, I'm not sleeping. That was when it dawned on me that, hey, come on. It's sounding cold, right? And immediately I tried to switch it up. But that first impression was not even good enough, right? I was always conscious of the way I would answer people, answer telephone and all of that. But on this particular morning, I gawked myself and I didn't even realize it. And I felt really bad, like, oh my God, this is a prospective client. And this person picked it up that, oh, I sounded cold. Are you sleeping? I said, no, I'm not sleeping. So I tried to switch things up. But then it cannot be like when you already make a good first impression, right? There is also a company owner here who said that he was desperately looking for a PhD in computer science for his department. And he finally came across this guy, who was about to finish his PhD. And this guy had several offers from different companies. Oh, thank you so much, Lumi. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah. This guy had so many offers from different companies already, companies that were bigger than his own. But eventually, he was able to hire this guy. And after hiring him, he asked him, "Why did you choose my company? You know, instead of these other companies that are doing better, that are bigger, and all of that." And this guy said, when the business managers of these other companies reached out to him via phone calls, they sounded cold. The conversation sounded business-like, too formal. And he felt that, oh, this is another transaction, right? So he could already sense the kind of people that he would be working with. But when this particular company owner reached out to him, he said that he could sense in his voice that he wanted him to be a part of his organization. And that voice was reassuring that, oh, this person really wants me to be a part of his company and all of that. That was why he chose his company. Right. So the power of a smile. Thank you, Living. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Right. It is very important that we smile. People who have fun doing whatever they do tend to succeed more than people who don't have fun. And people can see it when you enjoy what you do, right? And they can also see when you're just forcing your way through. In one of his classes, Dale Carnegie asked business owners to smile at their clients, right? Thousands of business people. He told them to smile every hour of the day for a week and then come back to class and talk about the results. So he got a letter from one of these business owners. His name was Mike William Bill Steinhardt. He was a New York stockbroker. And this guy said he decided to start this experiment from his home with his wife. He would hardly smile at his wife. He would hardly even talk to her. He hardly said a dozen words. Once he gets back home in the night, he will go upstairs. He will hardly speak to his wife until the next morning when he's out for business. So he decided to actually start this experiment with his wife. He told himself, Bill, you have to smile. You just have to smile. So when he went to the breakfast table to eat, he said to his wife, "Oh, good morning, my dear." And he said it with a smile. The wife was not just shocked, she was bewildered, like, "Are you sure everything is okay?" And he said, "Oh, don't worry, you should expect more of this in the future because I'm going to be keeping it up every morning." But this changed the attitude, his attitude, and it changed the atmosphere in his home. They enjoyed more happiness in 2 months, more than they enjoyed in 1 year. That is the power of a smile. When you say good morning, oh, good morning, good morning, good morning, is different from when you say good morning, right? Even if the person is going through a bad day, the person will reciprocate. May not be as much as your own, but you cannot say good morning, how are you doing today to somebody and the person will like good morning, except the person is your sworn enemy. It is almost impossible, right? You will most definitely get a smile back. So this guy said even as he continued the day, he would say he would give a smile to those he met, in the elevator, to the doorman. He would smile to people he met along the way. He would smile, and all of that, to the point that one of the boys in the office that shared like the same office space with them said that at first he thought that he was a terrible grouch until he started smiling at this boy. And this boy said, "No, I can see that you are really human." Right? So sometimes people misunderstand us because we don't smile. Right? And this guy also went further to say that he eliminated criticism from his system. He gave appreciation, he gave praises instead of condemnation. He stopped talking about what he wanted. He was trying to see the other person's point of view. These are all the things that we have been learning so far from this book, and even the book that we read before this. Right, somebody should remind me of the title, right? I can't pick it up right now. Talking about winning friends and all of that. And this literally revolutionized his life. He became a totally different man. Thank you. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Thank you, Mr. Ike. Right. These are the only things that matter much after all. When people can see your impact, even through your smile, you don't have to give them money. You don't have to do much. You don't have to preach to them. They can see that you care about them. So if you don't like smiling, you don't feel like smiling, force yourself. That is the straight thing we are told to do here. Force yourself. Psych yourself up. Right. Force yourself to smile. If you're alone, force yourself to whistle. Just be whistling along the house. As you are working on your laptop, as you are doing your chores, just make sure you are humming a song. Make sure that you put yourself in a mental state that will put you in that happy mode, that will encourage you to smile, such that if anybody comes along the way, you're already in that mental state. It is a psychological thing, and we have to do it intentionally. We have to do it consciously. Action seems to follow feeling. If you feel good, you will act good. You will talk good. People can see it. Right. Make sure that you don't lose your cheerfulness. If you want to lose your cheerfulness, make sure you find a way to get it back easily. You can control your feelings. When you control your feelings, then you'll be able to control your actions. Your actions are easier, right? Because they are born out of your feelings. Two people can be in the same room. They have the same amount of money, the same status, the same prestige, the same academic qualifications, the same everything. But one can choose to be miserable. The other can choose to be happy. So happiness is a choice after all. The state of your happiness depends on your mental attitude. Depends on your psychology. What you think of it. What you think of what you're going through. Shakespeare says that there is nothing either good or bad. But thinking makes it so. Your thinking makes some things to be bad. Somebody may see it to be fantastic. Oh, this is good. Why do you think it is bad? It is your thinking. Everything stems from your thoughts. Right. The author once saw like 30 or 40 crippled boys in New York going up the stairs. One was pushing the other and all of that. And they were chattering. They were laughing. The excitement was so much. And then he went on to their supervisor to say, oh, why are these boys so happy? And he said, well, every time one of the boys become crippled, that's at first they will be shocked and all of that. But the moment they get over it, they accept their fate and they choose to be happy. They choose to laugh, right? Just like other boys. And there's also the story of a woman here who shared offices with other people, and she would keep to herself. She would stay in her office. But then she started feeling somehow, hearing chatters of laughter, gist, and everything from other people in the same office space. And so she was looking for a way to at least become friends with them. At first, anytime she passes them in the corridor, she will look away out of shyness and embarrassment. But after a while, she told herself that, see, these people are not going to come to you. Her name is Maria. Maria, you can't expect those women to come to you. You have to go out and meet them. Right? She told herself that. And the next time she wanted to go and get water, maybe from the common place, she decided to say good morning with a smile to greet people. And she said, oh, hi, how are you today? She said that to all of the people that she met. And immediately they met her with cheerful reactions, with hellos, hi. And that was when she started enjoying herself on the job. Sometimes you are feeling frustrated. It is not about the people. It is about you. What is your action towards them? How do you treat them? To every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Right? So if you want to enjoy your life better, you want to enjoy your marriage, you want to enjoy your relationship, you want to enjoy your business, whatever it is, whatever you want from people, give it back to them. Pursue this bit of sage advice from the essayist and publisher Albert Hubbard. But remember, perusing it, perusing it won't do you any good unless you apply it. I'm not going to read everything, but it says that every time you want to go out or you want to do everything, make sure you draw your chin up, carry yourself high, carry the crown on your head high, and fill your lungs with utmost. Fill your lungs to the utmost. Drink in the sunshine. Gather your friends with a smile and put soul into every hand clasp. Do not fear being misunderstood, and do not waste a minute thinking about your enemies. Just psych yourself up. Put yourself in the right mental state that today I'm going to smile. I'm going to smile at everybody I see. I'm going to raise my head up. I'm going to wear that crown of cheerfulness on my head. Right? Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Just make up your mind to do it, and then do it. You can change this attitude, and this simple attitude can change everything about you and everything that you do. The ancient Chinese were a wise lot, wise in the ways of their world. And they had a proverb that you and I ought to cut out and paste. inside our hearts, it goes like this. A man without a smiling face must not open a shop. So many people have closed down their shops just because they cannot retain their customers. I come to buy from you with my hard-earned money, and you can't even put up a smile. You're acting like you're not excited to have my money, right? But your business cannot survive without my money. You are in business for money. You may have other motives, but one of the biggest motives is money. Otherwise, you cannot sustain your business, right? So when people come to buy from you, even if what they are buying is just 50 cents, it's just 100 naira. Try and smile. Let them know that you are happy to receive them. It is a privilege. Probably they have other options. They can actually go and buy from many other people, but they choose to come to you. Don't treat them as if, oh, they don't have a choice. Even if they don't have a choice today, the day they have a choice, they will stop coming to you. But don't wait until that time because it may be too late, right? Smile at them. It will keep them coming back. They would even appreciate it because that is the way you also feel as a customer or as a client to somebody else, right? Your smile is a messenger of your goodwill. Your smile brightens the lives of all who see it. To someone who has seen a dozen people frown, scroll, or turn their faces away, your smile is like the sun breaking through the clouds, especially when that someone is under pressure from his bosses, his customers, or his teachers, his parents, or children. A smile can help him realize that it is not all hopeless, that there is joy in the world, right? And this store at Christmas, they discovered that, oh, their clerks were not really smiling. They were under so much pressure. So they wrote a note to their customers that anytime they come to the store, they should try and smile. And when they notice that the salesperson is tired and is not smiling, they should please give them a smile, right? So it can be both ways. You can smile at somebody, other people will smile at you. But when we all live in this realization, the world becomes a better place, right? And it costs nothing to smile. It costs nothing. That is why the author says a simple way to make a good first impression. Sometimes we despise some of the most simple yet effective things in life. Thank you so much. That will be all for part 2, chapter 2. Don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. Thank you so much for joining me on today's review. Don't forget that we are no more meeting on Saturdays, so the next time that we're going to meet will be on Monday, and we're going to review chapter 3 of part 2, which says, if you don't do this, you are headed for trouble. I'm sure we're not going to be headed for trouble, right? I'll see you on Monday by God's grace. Until then, be intentional. Bye. Thank you, Ezine. I love you right back. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You're welcome. God bless you. Bye. Enjoy your weekend.